No, it's gonna be fine. We're having a great time, but like obviously, it's rude to not like allow your introduction to happen.
Vermilion, and at this point he's already
Oh my god.
as like there's like get on down to Kanto Road, like starts like playing in the background, just random country music.
Ponytail to the old Kanto Road.
Yeah. Welcome to the Indigo League, where trainers grow and bond with their Pokemon to become the very best and prove themselves unbeatable.
We are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no, we won't fold, because we are unbeatable.
Last time on Unbeatable.
He goes, "You all ready to go?" Ranger Robert pulls out like a small like orange whistle, like blow on the whistle, and all of them kind of in sync start. You notice a large dark shape under the surface of the water. There's a small watch on Ranger Robert's arm that kind of lights up. He pulls out like a small red and yellow flag out of his back pocket and flags the other two rangers, and he points down to that. Both the other two rangers go inspect that. All of you can feel the feet of your Pidgeot touching down on the sand of the beach to the north shore. Gavin, you would only recognize this from its rare appearance in the Sinnoh region. There is a small Horsea that's going, Horsea! And it seems like it literally, like you get the vibe that it literally swam all the way here just to make Gavin pull trash out of the ocean.
You know what? You came here to teach me a lesson. Let's see it. And I'm gonna take out Prince.
Welcome to the world of Pokemon, and thank you everyone for joining us today. We find ourselves at the precipice of a battle that is about to occur as one Gavin Newman. I think Gavin Newman. Do you have anything? Any like titles that you would give yourself at this point? Any cool things to introduce yourself as? Any accomplishments at all to your name?
I beat
Focus
Gym
Center
Leader.
Liberator.
Gavin Newman, one gym badge trainer.
Narc extraordinaire.
Polluter of the environment, has been challenged
Tail.
by Horsea, the tiny seahorse
Captain
Pokemon.
Rescuer. Remember that life
Captain
I saved?
Rescuer. There we go. See, these are all so much better than I have one gym badge. Regardless, Gavin Newman has been challenged by Horsea, the dragon Pokemon, the tiny little seahorse Pokemon, to a battle. And I believe as we left off last time, we were just getting started with that, were we not?
Yes. I just threw out Prince. Because if this Horsea wants to teach me a lesson, it's got to put its money where its mouth is.
It's got to put all of its money where its mouth is. For just to catch everybody up on the locale, currently we are on the north shore of Cinnabar Island as overhead a large plume of smoke and ash comes off the top of the volcano in the center of the island. You can see now around you there are clean white sands, beautiful tropical waves, and just a tiny little blue and beige horse with a little trumpet-looking mouth on the front of it. And it looks extremely... if a horse could yell, "Come at me, bro," if a seahorse could yell that, that's what this Pokemon would look like.
All right, let's go.
But for the other two of you, I believe you guys and Vermilion were going to take a step back. Did anyone want to officiate this fight, or are we just going to let things be as they are?
Let's let it ride.
Corinne's gonna look at Squirtle and be like, "You want to come over here because I feel like this is about to get a little wild."
Like, I didn't play out Ava. Come on, guys. I'm not trying to kill this thing.
You sent Prince, who's a secret sleeper hit that's just gonna poison you.
As Myrtle hops over, I'm gonna kind of look at her and be like, "New friend?"
Squirtle.
Cool.
Myrtle, though, even though has been sassy with you in the last couple minutes, is going to immediately start crawling up your pant leg and go up onto the shoulder, and you feel the heavy weight of the shell poof on your shoulder. Squirtle, dunk, dunk, and like taps on your head twice.
Thanks.
Squirtle. In fact, in the same vein, Buoy is actually, I believe you already had Buoy on you at this point, Seth. But as everything starts going, you can see Buoy like Totodile sprays out this like line of water that kind of marks out half of the sand that kind of goes into the ocean to show like the field boundaries. As Buoy sets it up and goes, Totodile.
Thanks.
Boop. Yeah, he goes, Totodile. As Buoy sets up, learning from the referee that was Seth a few battles ago. So, Gavin, you have tossed out your ball for Prince, and Prince, at this point, real quick, did you want to activate the flotation part of the Pokeball and put him out on the water, or do you want to put him out on the beach?
I will put it out on the water so that like they're like there's not a lot of distance between them, so we're getting started.
Okay, sounds good. So you, when you toss out your Pokeball for Prince, as canon to the games of Pokemon, there is a small floating raft, maybe like 5 feet in diameter, that appears underneath Prince as well. So he's standing on it. It takes a second to get his balance on the little raft. From there, though, you wanted to get things started, right?
Yeah, let's go.
See, Horsea's gonna roll a speed die. I suggest you do the same for Prince.
With a D20 as well.
Okay, sounds good. What did you roll?
18.
I rolled 17, so you beat me
Oh.
by 1.
Cool, and I'm rolling two dice.
I rolled 10 plus 5 plus 2, which was big sad.
Oh, plus 2, right. That's an 18, actually.
Oh, okay,
so
never
that's
mind.
funny, actually.
Rub it in my face. Yeah, so Prince is the first one off. What are you doing?
So Prince immediately right out the gate. Let's go, Prince! Fury attack! And is going to bound off of the platform with Horn first, and is just going to like and do a certain.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll that D4 for the number of attacks that you're going to get, because I'm pretty sure it's 1D4 plus 1.
It is 1d4 plus 1, so that is 2 on the dice. So that's going to be 3 attacks.
3 attacks. All right.
Each jab uses a different attack die roll.
So for the first one, what did we get?
I rolled a 21 on the first attack.
I rolled a 12, so you didn't crit, but it did hit.
Crit.
Second one.
Okay, cool. Second one. Another 21. That's the second 19 I rolled.
Second one is a crit. What is the third one?
Oh dear. That is much less. That is a 6.
6. You do not hit on the last one because I rolled a 7.
Okay, so Prince has a silk scarf on, and this is a normal type move, so that is going to be 1 additional wound per hit. So on the first attack, that's going to be just 2 wounds. On the second attack,
2 minor wounds.
That's 2 minor wounds. On the second attack, that's 2 minor wounds and a major wound. So Prince digs, like, bounces off the back of the flotation device using some of that kind of like spring off of the thing, and in like midair, as soon as it attacks, just like nodding its head back and forth, hitting it with its hitting Horsea with the horn. Just 1, 2, 3, and then the recoil, the force on the second hit sends Horsea skittering back just a little bit, so the third attack doesn't quite hit. And then with that force, rebounds back and lands safely back on the platform.
Absolutely. And as you take your turn and Prince kind of lands, as you push Horsea back, Horsea's going to under the water and doesn't actually come back up for its turn. Instead, what it's going to do is you're going to see the water around the platform start to
not again.
start to twister around it, and in that moment the air actually surrounding the top of it starts to swirl with the water pressure. I'm gonna need you to roll me a special defense die, please.
Oh no, that's one of my lowest. That is a 3, as I roll a 1 on the die.
You roll a 3. That is not only gonna hit, that's gonna be a crit. So as the twister around the platform itself, the wind pushing Prince like down and into the little flotation device, you're gonna go ahead and take 1 minor and 1 major wound. And I need you to roll me an HP die, please.
That's gonna be a 9 total.
With a 9, that is going to succeed. It wouldn't do anything anyway, because you actually go first in turn order, so flinching doesn't do anything to you right now. But that is good to know for later, is that I don't even need to make you roll for flinch, because you go first, and flinch only lasts till the end of the round. So with that is going to be Horsea's turn, and Horsea's going to bob up maybe 30 feet away. What's the speed? Yeah, 30 feet away from the platform.
In the water?
In the water.
Okay. Oof. God. Okay. So
it's taken 2 major wounds so far, right?
It's taken 2 major wounds and 1 minor wound, because I dealt 4 minor and 1 major. So it's got 2 minor wounds left. I'm gonna try and catch it.
Okay. So it's gonna be difficulty 10, and you're gonna be rolling a d20 with +2.
That's a 14.
14.
I didn't have my own
going
bag.
to succeed. Oh, you got you're fine. With that, you toss the great ball and the blue ball, and as you see that this Horsea has not been looking at you. This Horsea has its full undivided attention on Prince, and that's why it doesn't see the ball bump off its head and suck it up into the Pokeball, and you see it land. And this is a decision that I'm happy to leave in the episode. I just want to ask the trainers, do we, oh no, actually, you know what? Canonically, Pokeballs do not float. So you see the Pokeball into the water.
Wading into the water.
You do not see under the water as it goes and catches it because it's under the water.
Wading in.
Yeah, Gavin, you immediately get it. Because Horsea was like 30 feet off the BJ, you have to get like waist deep before you get to the water.
Gavin, you don't have to. Okay. It's.
You don't have to. What else? How else am I gonna get it?
I don't know. Our water Pokemon, maybe?
No, this is mine. It's my Pokemon.
Didn't say it wasn't.
Just let him have it. He seems
Okay.
really
As you
gung-ho.
reach into the water, you can. It's warmer, like tropical water down here on this island. So as you pull out the ball, you definitely like soaked up to the sleeve of your hoodie, and your entire waist is wet. Even the thing where you like lean down, so like one like peck is covered in seawater.
Yeah.
But you pull it out, and the ball has successfully caught. You can see that it is inert, just like any other Pokeball.
Horsea, you're all mine.
I turn to the other two. This is gonna be a long journey. This is how it's gonna be.
I am actually really impressed. Yeah, that was actually way better than what I did with Weedle, and we all saw how that went.
Oh, I mean, hey, no time like the present. If you want to try again to
No, we'll do that
build that relationship.
later. We'll do
To be
that.
fair, I think this is the most nicest successful catch we've had so far. Am I right?
This is
I
true.
don't know. Prince's catch was pretty good, right?
Very violent.
I don't
Yeah.
Very, very violent.
Not as violent as Queenie's.
I think we're doing better.
know.
we're
doing a lot better now. That's
the
definitely
trend.
I know that.
Storm cloud like animation.
You could be walking up out of the ocean. You're fine.
Hey, I got it.
Good job.
Look, and
Nice.
I'm glad I used the Great Ball because it's all blue and it matches Horsea's like vibe.
That's true. I'm surprised. Honestly, it probably would have been hard to see in the water because it's blue, but that makes sense.
And yeah, I wonder how they feel about it. They
Ask them?
seemed like they're down.
They
to
were
join,
definitely, yeah, it was definitely one of those things of like picking on you so that you challenge them so that they could get taken along. Pokemon do that all the time.
For sure.
Awesome.
That Horsea was like,
Yeah.
fight me, bro.
Right? Awesome. And now I have a water type for the fire gym we're about to do.
Dude,
That's probably pretty important, actually. I'm actually a little worried about my matchups now that I think about it because I have 2 bug types and a fire type.
there's
You wanna
always
try to catch a
the
water type?
I think,
good
well,
ride.
we're not planning on leaving the island like immediate, right? I might go last then in terms of challenges.
Okay.
And then in that time, maybe I can get a water type like off the edges or something. Yes, I see the rod. We can,
You want a
we can
lure
go
ball?
fishing. Maybe I might take you up on that. I did pack some stuff, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, weren't we gonna like? And they look up at the sun where it's kind of like maybe like starting to get towards the afternoon. We're only gonna try and get to the shack tonight.
I think so. I don't know how much further we had to go. I can't remember what he said earlier.
I think it was just to the east side of the island.
Okay, so we can just
Yeah.
follow the beach and be fine.
Yeah, we saw it in the binoculars, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yes.
It should be, and I point to the direction that I know that it is.
Ah, yes, that way.
That way.
Burrty, you are going to receive Horsea's sheet now. Here you go. This is for you. Horsea rank 2 Pokemon. And go ahead, and I've already put the number in there for you, but I'm gonna let you, because of how you started this with an honest battle with Horsea, you were gonna start with 2 instead of 1 friendship.
So while we're walking on the beach, though, I do want to throw out my other 2 Pokemon and let Sail kind of stretch his wings a bit.
I think this is the first time you're letting Sail just kind of like be out that we've talked about, right?
Correct. Yeah. I'm gonna have him hang out. If he's still super small, have him sit on top of Bowie's head and let Bowie walk. But
Okay.
for the most part, it's just gonna be my crew rolling deep.
Yeah, this is the first time that 2 of your Pokemon actually are being allowed to just walk around with you. So as you release both of your other Pokeballs, one containing Sail the Spearow, the tiny like as you release him into the sand, he's still small for a Spearow, but definitely like a couple days of being out of the shell has puffed up his feathers, kind of like let him stretch himself a little bit in the digital space that is the Pokeball. And then off to the side is Richter, your Gibble, who's a couple feet tall, this scaly little land shark, both of which look extremely confused, but Sail immediately like does that thing that you see like seagulls do, where they like open the wings on the beach and let the wind immediately like run underneath them a little bit, and you hear Spearow.
We're at the beach, guys. We're walking.
This cute little thing. Immediately Richter is going to just like flop over into the sand and just start to like shimmy to where like half of his body is underneath the sand, because as a ground type, extremely comfortable in the sand. And you can kind of see him just like gibble, 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 gibble,
All right, well,
into the
you can
sand.
be comfy there, but we're gonna keep moving. So if you want to follow us, you can dig. And
He just
walk
looks
in.
like a rock.
He looks a little fin sticking out of the
Just a little fin, like a shark fin, like a doo 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 doo.
On sand.
Speaking of which, actually, as you like say like he can keep digging, he does like a full stroke, like
You say
freestyle.
full. His arms are like 2 inches, so it's like
And you can see that he's using his stubby little back legs to like push himself forward as he's going like do 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 in the sand. Are you guys releasing the rest of your guys' Pokemon too?
Yeah, Beatrix can come out and play.
Okay, yeah, you let Beatrix
I'll
out.
I'll bring out the whole crew.
And Beatrix immediately begins to like this 3-foot tall bee just like around your guys' head, and seems quite happy to be out of the ball. Myrtle is gonna hop down and start like walking in step with Bowie and a still like dirt swimming Richter. And as you release all of your Pokemon at this point, Gavin, you can see that Ava is kind of doing a very similar thing to Sail, where she's like letting the wind under her wings. But you see her notice Sail and immediately like land behind Sail and like be mimicking the tiny little bird as they're both just kind of like walking down the beach. As they're going to the beach, you can also see that Queenie has taken up to buzzing with Beatrix, and the two of them are just kind of like flittering between the young trees off the edges of the beach. The only one that doesn't seem to be like walking along the beach is Prince, is just like up against one ankle. You can feel the barbs kind of like tugging on your sock, as it just seems like,
I felt poisoned.
yeah, he just is like not hanging out with the rest of the Pokemon. He's very much just like rubbing up against your ankles.
Prince just did a whole battle. He's done good. I'm gonna, keep an eye on that. I'm gonna let Prince be Prince for now, but I'm gonna look
Okay.
for opportunities to possibly encourage him to socialize with the other Pokemon.
Are you also releasing your injured but new Horsea?
I'm not going to actually. No, yeah, I'll release Horsea as well.
Okay. Kind of popping Horsea off in the water. You can see Myrtle, who's been kind of like waddling with the other Pokemon, immediately go Squirtle, Squirtle, and like down to the side of the beach. And Horsea kind of like Horsea, still a little dizzy from the fight.
Hey, you doing okay?
Horsea. It seems to give you like a happy little like trumpeting noise. Seems very tired, very tired, very injured. But ultimately doesn't seem too upset and is just kind of like looking around at all of the different Pokemon. It seems a little bit intimidated.
I just want to say thank you for a great fight, and I want to shake. What's the? You didn't put the gender of this Pokemon on the sheet.
I have not yet rolled for the gender of this
Actions.
Pokemon. Let me roll. That is going to be this Horsea is actually a girl.
I'm gonna shake her little tail, her little spiral curled up tail, and say thank you for a great fight.
Horsea.
Aaron Myrtle are C's.
And I'm gonna hold out an orange berry for them to gobble down.
And you see it's less like a gobble and more like a like a sucking sound. And the Oranberry just like you see it like hit the front and then like deflate as like all the insides get sucked out, and then the skin goes down the trumpet.
Oh,
It
horrifying.
just sounds like a jazz solo.
That's how. And you know what? I was looking for a friend like you, and I got a present just for you. And I'm gonna reach into my bag and take out the little Mystic Water necklace and just put it around her like a medal.
It just starts shaking it around. The little thing starts like
Necklace goes around the circle.
Yeah, it does the thing where it kind of like hooks on one of the scales. Because now that you've kind of touched her tail, you can feel like the like hard scale exterior of this Pokemon. It looks very cute and small, but like things that live in the ocean are hardy, especially this Pokemon. And it's almost like touching like Prince's exterior of like the like hard barbs, but instead it's much smoother, much more integrated scales is what it feels like.
And I'm probably going to try and use this opportunity to like ingratiate. I don't want to push Prince to go hang out with like 30 Pokemon because that's very intimidating, but just to maybe talk to the new person. Because yeah, they're a lonely Pokemon. They know what it's like to be on their own.
Your choice of a charm, or actually, you know what? Roll me a charm-based Pokemon handling check.
Okie doke.
So use your charm die, but make a Pokemon handling check.
Well, Pokemon handling is your choice of int or charm. So
yeah, but this one, that's what I'm saying. Specifically, use the charm one on this one.
So that's a 9 on the die, plus 2 from my proficiency, and plus 1 from my badge. So that's a total of 12.
With a 12, you manage to like, as you give the Oran Berry to this Horsea, and the little purple like juice starts to like drip into the water. You can see Nidoran, like your Nidoran Prince, kind of peek out from around your ankle and start to go up, and you just do the slightest little tap on the hindquarters to like push like Prince just the slightest amount forward, and you can see that they seem to start a small conversation like Nita, and they just start talking to each other. And as all of you start to travel down the beach, it seems like Prince is walking in maybe like 3 inches of water to hang out with Horsea.
Nice.
So
but
cute.
It's very cute.
I'm gonna lose it.
Traveling down the beach, it's maybe 15 to 20 minutes of walking. All of the Pokemon talking. You guys are not being quiet about it, but you also feel relatively safe with the sparse forests.
Did
yeah,
Vermilion bring out Weedle?
Vermilion did not. However, Vermilion did release both Zippo and Gerber. Weedle is Weedle's had a day. I don't even remember what happened last session.
I know. I'm just saying he could work through it.
But you guys make your way down the beach, and it's maybe 20 minutes before you see a light amount of smoke kind of drifting up between some trees that isn't volcanic based.
I think we're getting close to the shack.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't have lava fire in his shack. I imagine this is just like a chimney fire.
I honestly have no idea. Did any of us Google this guy before we came?
I don't think
I
anything
did
comes
look
up.
him up. There isn't much on him.
Oh.
You can try now, but I don't think we have much service. Do we have service here?
Looking down, you actually have a fair amount of service.
I
And
also
this is
there's
the
the
sat
satellite, yeah, the sat phone upgrade for the phone. But looking down, you all still have service here. Cinnabar is an approved route, and it's not like, even if there isn't anything here, your guys' Pokegears and cross transceivers all still work here.
Got those
Is it tower
thermal
based? Is there like a
bell
tower
towers.
around here?
No, I'm
It's the
assuming
volcano.
I'm
It's the
assuming
volcano.
it's like singular large towers. Also, we talk about like towers. The Kanto region isn't actually that big if you do the math on how I did the math at one point. Like, here, let me pull up my document, and feel free to leave this in the episode editor. If I remember correctly, yeah, Seafoam to Cinnabar, the Route 20 section between Seafoam City and Cinnabar is only like 12 miles. Like, on a clear day, you guys could probably see Seafoam City from here.
As we get closer, though, I will
start
to return some Pokemon.
Yeah, as you start to go, who are you leaving out as you're walking?
I am going to leave out. I'm going to leave out.
Trying to say Richter, but then you're nervous about it.
I'm thinking.
You'll think.
No, because I really want Richter to be out, but I also Sail. Let's leave Sail out.
Okay, so you return both Bowie and Richter, and Sail kind of does the thing where he's been walking on the ground the whole time, and he does a little flutter and manages to land on your shoulder, and it's very light compared to Bowie. Sail feels like almost not even there compared to Bowie.
Yeah, I remember now.
The other two, are you guys leaving all your Pokemon out, or are you guys bringing it down to a certain amount?
I'll bring it down to just Ava.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna keep out.
And Vermilion's gonna go ahead and do the same and leave out both Gerber and Zippo. As you guys eventually make your way the rest of the maybe 2 miles down the way to the shack. You eventually see in the loose forest, like in the center of things, a kind of slope between 2 hills in the side of the mountain where the trees have been cleared away and somebody has walked like hundreds of pounds of sand up from the beach and just kind of made a little like beach pit with a small homemade wooden shack with like palm fronds strapped over the top of it. There's a small smoldering bonfire, and across the way directly from you, you would hear this before you'd see it. You'd hear a light noise across the pit as you can see that there is a fluorescent beach chair that the center like plastic like ribbings that hold the ass have all burst out, and so that the butt of this person is sitting through the chair in the sand, passed out, like hands on either side with a like foil reflector on their lap reflecting sunlight back up. You see a bulbous, skinny yet still pot-bellied, shirtless white man with a bushy tangled beard and like long mustache, a bright red nose, definitely like V-shaped balding pattern, but still like way too long of hair. And you
smell
see
the
that
melanoma a mile away.
they are wearing a pair of sunglasses that look like a really expensive pair of Ray-Bans that got washed up on the beach because there's just like they're like chipped to shit. With like a red like sweatband across the forehead, and just like kind of ripped and kind of suspicious in how short they are swim trunks. You see this just like, if he wasn't snoring, you might be convinced that he died in the sun at some point.
Hello?
You
still only hear the
hello. I'm trying to think. Do we know the name of this gym leader?
You would know the name of it.
Yeah.
Easily enough. This would be Gym Leader Brand. B-R-A-N-D, Gym Leader Brand. He rarely comes to events for the league. You've seen him maybe twice in your life. And definitely he cleans up a little before he goes. This is Brand at home.
Yeah. He's looking rough.
Sorry, we're coming to your house.
But you just continue to hear the snoring. And as you go like, hello, there isn't seeming to be any kind of response from him.
Yeah, I'll go up a bit closer to him.
Okay.
And,
as you get closer, that's when you can start to smell just like old man sweat and seaweed is like the perfume.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Give him a wash.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. You go, hello. And then
All right.
oh shit.
I think you fell asleep out here.
You see him kind of like sit up, and immediately there was like a layer of sand that the wind had just kind of dusted him with as he'd been sleeping. And as he sits up, you can see poof, and the Ray-Bans kind of slide down, and you see the most bloodshot, sunken eyes. He goes,
You all right? You think dozed off there.
Can I smell anything else on this guy?
He just puts the largest bogey just directly into the sand. Yeah.
Cool. Anyway, hi.
Delivery boy.
No, I am Seth Wake, Finn's son.
Yeah, I know your dad.
Here to deliver a can of whoop ass.
Yep.
Is there a league thing going on?
No, I mean the league is going on currently, and you are a gym leader, I think, still, right?
Isn't the league not for a couple more weeks? What day is it?
It's January 23rd.
Oh.
So we're kind of.
Well, that means I'm a little late.
Yeah. Do you need help setting stuff up, or is there something that needs to be done to get you?
Yeah, it's too much talking. Too much. I gotta have lunch first. Oh.
Okay.
And he sits up, and there is a turn away moment because there are some loose ass shorts. As he starts to stand, it takes a second for his shorts to stand with him. And he kind of pulls them up, and you can see even as he turns and starts approaching the shack, there is half of like an old man ass just hanging out of him.
I cover Ava's eyes.
Ava goes, just like is like closed eyes, just offended at what she's seen, and he kind of stands up. He goes, and he like stretches, and you can just hear. It's like a fucking robot from the amount of joints that you hear clicking as he goes. There's a weird dissonance in this guy because as he stands up, you can see that like he does not skip leg day. Like his legs are like big, but he also happens to still somehow have a pot belly and somehow emaciated ribs. It really doesn't make sense, this person's body. As he stretches, he goes, yeah. So what'd you bring me for lunch?
I have some fish jerky.
Oh shit, there's more people here. What'd they bring me for lunch?
Any evidence of any other Pokemon in the vicinity?
As you look, you can see that kind of on the opposite side of the chair from where you are now, there is like 3 or 4 just beers that are in the sand, and next to them there are like 3 Pokeballs that are also just kind of half in the sand.
Come on, man.
For lunch, what'd you bring?
I got some trail rations. I mean,
You guys come all the way out to the island and don't even bring the gym leader lunch? Yeah, you useless lot of you. Alright, I got some fresh fish I caught this morning. We'll just do that. And as he burps, you guys who are still like 10 to 15 feet away can smell the just like acidic nature of his breath.
I look at Beatrix and I just say, just and
Beatrix licks and goes, and you see like a light amount of pollen coming off of the wings of like I'm gonna release some things. And actually Beatrix starts to like drift slightly in the wind away from you
allergies
guys.
And I feel sick.
Yeah, exactly. He disappears in the shack and you hear some like banging and clanging dunk, 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 of him like going through shit. And eventually he comes out with a whole fish. Because remember, canonically, regular animals exist in the Pokemon universe. Just like a whole like sea bass on one line. And he comes out with a metal pan and he goes, "You guys want any of this? You want some of this?"
You said you caught it this morning?
Yeah. Yeah, this morning.
Can I inspect that?
Honestly, at a glance, it doesn't look terrible.
why would you even take a chance? No.
I trust.
One
I
thing
trust
you don't
him.
risk, it's fish.
Oh my
it's fine. I trust
god.
I'll give this. I can take care of the cooking for you if you'd like, just so you can just kind of recover yourself.
I like you. Yeah, you know what? You look like you know how to handle a fish. Plus, you're Finn's kid. Good guy, your dad. You know, he's my opposite, fire and water and all that. But I always know he's got something right going on in his head.
I'm gonna get to cooking.
Ugh.
Pan. All right.
There for you this early in the season.
I mean, it's been like 2 weeks, but yeah.
Normally, I don't get any visitors till like mid-May.
Well, we started up in Pallet, so we thought,
Yeah,
you know,
and you didn't go the normal way of up towards Buter.
well, you know, it's such a tourist trap. Oh, Jesus.
All right, so let's get to cooking. I'm gonna start cooking this fish.
You sit down and you start cooking, and honestly, yeah, it is pretty fresh. It was this morning, and it is chilled. It feels like he has some sort of form of refrigeration in his shack that was keeping it cold.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of you, though, like, he seems like he kind of waddles back to his chair and poof, like sits down, and there's like a light spray of sand as he reaches over and grabs like a warm beer and like clicks it, and you hear the of like warm carbonation, and you so which is going first?
I look towards Coryne. It's like, well, I mean, it depends. Are we fighting today or tomorrow? Because there's no Pokemon Center here, and Horsea's still banged up.
I don't think we know who's going first necessarily. Do you have a method or process for schedule?
Well, none of you are going to be able to challenge till you do the trial.
The what?
The what?
Oh yeah, every year I set up like a thing to like let you guys go and, you know, prove that you're like ready for the battle.
It's okay. That's not a. Is that a normal thing? I don't think that's like.
It's like it's up to my discretion, you know. It gives me time to catch a Pokemon to fight you with.
You don't have any
You don't
Pokemon
just
to fight
have a
with?
Pokemon?
Like,
I don't believe in taking more than you need from the land. So I got my team, but Sally 7 will kick your ass, so like I gotta go catch something smaller.
would I know what whatever that sentence was he
Yeah.
just said meant? What
No.
Sally 7 is?
His most well-known Pokemon you'd be aware of. His most well-known Pokemon is his Magcargo that goes by the name Furno, the large like lava snail Pokemon or magma snail Pokemon. It's Magma Escargo, Magcargo.
Like escargot, yeah.
Yeah. But you are not aware of his Pokemon named Sally 7.
Would you say his Magcargo was named?
Furno. Ferno.
What's who's Sally 7?
It's my longest line. And he just starts like his eyes drift into the distance.
Hey.
What? What are we
Sally
talking?
7 is.
Oh, Sally 7 is the Charizard that I currently have that I'm raising for the Terrific Valley. She's the 7th Sally that I've gotten from the Terrific Valley, so she's Sally 7.
Okay, cool.
Because it's easier to just, put numbers after them than keep coming up with new names.
What happened to the
happened?
first 6 Sallys?
I sent him back to the Terrific Valley.
Okay, good.
That kind of explained itself, yeah.
Yeah.
What if it's the same Sally who just keeps coming back?
It's weird that a Charizard would become a Charmander, but,
Oh, that makes sense.
Well, food's done.
They devolve.
That smells good.
So what's the trial?
Oh, after lunch.
And he just grabs with his bare hand a slab of the fish. Like, not all the fish, just like a slab of it. It's still hot, and he just starts to
That
put
is
it in his
still
mouth.
hot. Okay.
And he starts pulling out the bones, like, between his fingers, and you can see the grease kind of, like,
Was-
running down the edges of his hand. And he,
When I said food was done, was more like it's done cooking. It was still gonna.
Full
Okay.
turn away.
Cool.
Full turn away.
Oh.
I'm gonna cut off some fish and give it to Sale.
Sail looks at the fish and looks at him and looks at the fish and looks at you and goes, Spearow.
You don't have to. I have other food for you if you don't.
Like
I mean,
starts
you
to
might like it.
nibble on it and goes, Spearow. And kind of shuffles the feathers and picks up the piece, though it now has like little bits of sand that have accidentally blown into it from the wind. Just kind of and finishes the fish. Seems happy enough with it, but is still grossed out by the dude in the corner.
Yeah, let's. So anyway, and I'll just kind of step back with the group and be like, "Wow, it smells different over here."
Yeah, you smell like
What's,
sea wind and like volcanic forest, and it's like wonderful as long as you're upwind of the rest of the camp.
What would we need to do to start the trials?
As he finishes licking off the side of his hand, he goes, "Well, so what I'm gonna have you do is on the far side of the island. There's a
Hey, stay with me.
on the far side of the island. there's a cave that I'm gonna have Sally 7 take a flag and
Oh my god.
Plant it.
in the cave, and you just gotta get to the cave and get it back before he kind of looks at the sky. Sundown.
Starting tomorrow.
No,
right?
it's starting in 20 minutes.
Okay.
okay.
What time is it now?
It's at this point, it's probably early afternoon, probably 2 to 3. Sundown's probably gonna be around 6:30.
Okay.
Cool. Anything we should know about the challenge before starting it, like safety precautions or regulations?
If you see a big fuck off Magmortar, you should fuck off.
Yeah, we learned that.
Okay, yeah, that was established early on.
And you're not gonna make it in time if you try and go around the outside of the island. It'll take too long.
So we're going over.
Noted.
Well, you
Okay.
don't have to go across the mountain. Just don't go on the edge. If you're feeling lucky, you can go through the volcano, but fuck off Magmortar.
That's where it
Now,
lives.
I'm gonna have Sally 7 patrolling the skies, just to do my civic duty and make sure that you don't die.
but I'm not gonna intervene till you're like almost dead. You know?
Got it. That is
Okay.
appreciated. Thank you for that. Okay. So we're gonna go.
Well,
get
Sally
our
7
lunch.
needs to go plant the flag first.
Yeah, we'll get ready while that happens.
So,
And
are
we just
we-
bring it back here.
Are we expected to fight you immediately after this trial?
No. I have to go catch a Pokemon. It's gonna be a whole thing.
Cool. Dope. So we're let's get ready to
He's asleep.
go do this.
Did he tell?
I'm sure
Sally
it's gonna
7
be-
to go plant the flag.
You know Charizard is not out.
I'm sure it'll. You know, we'll,
Ran.
Why are you still here? Oh fuck. He's gonna like reach into the sand and he's gonna pull out a beer. No, that's not right. And he's gonna reach in. He's gonna pull out a cell phone. That's not it. He's gonna reach in and he's gonna pull out a pretzel. As he bites the sand that's in the pretzel, and he leans down and he grabs the Pokeball and he goes, "Oh, here we go. Fucking," and he tosses the ball into the air and it opens up and the ball returns to his hand and several of you have seen, no, actually, I'm trying to think. I think only Coryne would have seen a Charizard in person now that I'm thinking about it. Because I don't think, Seth, you would have interacted with a Charizard at all in your years at the breeder house. And I don't think Gavin would have met a Charizard because he's not native to Kanto. So at this point, you see a like slightly shorter than several of you, like 5'8" tall, or bright orange with turquoise wings, like brilliant scaled dragon, just into the sand in front of you. Sure. And you see it like immediately like regard you as like it's starting a battle, and then looks around and looks down at its trainer and goes, sure. It just looks like sad. Sally 7, you know where the flag, the tunnel. Take the flag. And Charizard goes, sure. And like waddles, because it's got big ass trunk legs that it like over to the shack and like reaches its head in, and you can see after a moment it pulls out like, it basically looks like one of those like like food skewers with like a tiny bit of cloth like stapled to the end, and it
thanks, Pally.
takes off into the sky, this brilliant orange Charizard out away from you guys. Oh, extra treats for that one tonight. So what's your names?
Like I said earlier, I'm Seth Wake, Finn's son.
I'm
I think
Gavin
we've
Newman.
Seen you before.
Oh, what's with your accent?
I'm from Sinnoh.
Oh,
Coryne
respectable.
Willows.
I know you. Come here. You, the Willows person. Come here.
Corinne, it's you.
Willows.
Yeah, I'm
Coryne.
fully aware. I
Coryne.
step up,
Coryne.
but not too.
Coryne,
I step 5 feet away.
I feel like at this point, that's basically like Gavin and Seth being like, you,
Coryne,
you.
go
that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Didn't you get honored a couple months ago for some sort of like, some sort of like a duty?
Yeah.
or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
Thank
I deal with those fuckers all the time, so I reckon I read up on some of the stuff they do up north.
You do?
Oh yeah, the cave I'm sending you used to be one of the old bases that I cleared out like a couple years ago.
No shit?
Yeah, I cleared it out though. There's not anything dangerous left in there. League would be on my ass if there was.
They don't still try to come back here, do they?
Nah, I kind of ran him off with Sally 5. Ever since then. Basically, ever since last year, too, every time they see a Charizard, with what Red's Charizard did to him, that was... Oh, Sally 7 could never do that yet.
Does Sally 7 has the mag mortar? Do you think Sally 7 could take it?
Oh, yeah, it's like maybe rank 6 or 7. You know? And he's gonna, like, lean over, and he's gonna grab his, like, foil reflector, and he's gonna lean back in his chair and put it back up to where the sun is like reflecting underneath him again. And you see he like reaches into the sand and pulls out like a small like plastic brick with a knob, and he turns it, and you can immediately hear like
old country songs start to immediately play that kind of blast in the campsite as he leans back.
There's
and-
still Vermilion. This is our other friend here too. We didn't finish.
There's a fourth one.
Yep, always has been.
Vermilion just becomes Shadow when they want to.
Yeah, I don't know about this guy, guys. Like Vermilion is like kind of gone off to the side at this point. This seems a little suspicious. Like I don't like this guy.
No, it's gonna be fine. We're having a great time, but like obviously, it's rude to not like allow your
I'm
introduction to happen.
Vermilion, and at this point he's already
Oh my god.
as like there's like get on down to Kanto Road like starts like playing in the background. Just random country music.
Ponytail to the old Kanto Road.
Yeah. So that starts happening. The rest of you, he said it was going to be maybe like 20 minutes before it was time. Are you guys doing anything in this time?
Okay, so let's. I'm gonna let my other two Pokemon out just to brief them on what's going on, so that in case they get thrown out, they know
Bowie
what's
like
happening.
sniffs before he starts doing his.
I know, sorry. Didn't warn you. Couldn't warn you. Tried to. But there's a challenge thing we're doing. We have until sunset, so just be ready for your A game when I bring you out next. So
Gonna die.
cool, awesome.
Grasping
Ricky,
the nose.
You good?
Richter just like falls back on the sand and starts
Take
to,
that
like,
as a yes.
wiggle again.
And then Sail. We're gonna work through it, but just do your best.
Spearow.
Here for it. Okay, cool. All right. What do you guys need to do anything before we go?
How much have Horsea and Prince been allowed to heal in the time it took to travel?
So I actually did the math on this. So we have rules for movement speed. And the person, funnily enough, with the smallest agility die is actually Coryne with a D6. Corinne's movement speed Coryne has 1 badge and has the second die size. So Coryne has a movement speed of 3, which in an hour, you can move a number of miles equal to double your speed. And that's for the slowest person. So if Coryne is sticking with the group, you guys can move up to 6 miles in an hour.
And is it, how much do we heal per hour?
Per hour, it's one wound, 1 minor wound.
1 minor.
Okay, so they're not healed at all.
You would have healed about a major wound for anybody who's injured.
Oh, terrific.
So it should take you, I did the math on this, it should be roughly an hour and a half to get there, assuming you go across the middle of the island. If you go a different way, we have measurement tools for that, and we can figure that out however you want to go. I have an entire encounter table set up for Cinnabar Island, depending on the routes that you choose to take. Does anyone have any questions in this mid-time before the Charizard gets back and we begin the actual trial?
So you said we'd had time to heal for a major? Or
A
we
major,
will have
yeah.
time?
No, you
We
have
had-
healed a major.
Okay, so Prince is down to 1 minor, and Horsea is down to 1 major.
Okay. Getting your Pokemon hype over the next like 20 minutes or so, Vermilion is going to go ahead and just keep Gerber out for now, and is going to put away Zippo. Just because Gerber's so much faster than Zippo. Zippo's kind of a slow Pokemon. And somewhere around the 20-minute mark, you hear the as like a small, like an orange meteor just to the ground in a superhero landing as Charizard, Sally 7 going,
Charizard.
Welcome back, Sally. Hello.
and awoken by like kind of like gust of wind and sand, and Sally goes,
Yar.
and like waves the tiny hand. But awoken by the wind and sand, you can see at this point Bran kind of.
Is it time? Okay, so everybody line up at the edge of the shack. It's gonna be your starting line.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, now it's gonna be in the spirit of the competition that you all go and get the thing, but obviously there's just the one flag that needs to make it to me by
Sundown.
sunset. Yeah. So, you guys just go there, get the flag, get back, and in that time I will have got. How many badges you guys have?
Just the one.
One. All of you?
Yeah, I got none. This is gonna be my first badge this season.
Fair enough. That's a strong ass looking Scyther for. Alright, whatever. Alright, I'll get some appropriate Pokemon and we'll duke it out tomorrow. Does that seem like a plan for everybody? We're
Yeah,
burning
that
daylight.
sounds great.
Yes, sir. Yep.
So we have to spend the night on the island?
I mean, you wanna, after dark, you wanna go across to Seafoam and find a, Motel 3 over there?
We've got camping stuff. We're good.
Yep.
And as long as you're not on any of the chutes or on the volcano itself, the Magmar family won't fuck with you.
Noted.
Good to know.
Good to
Yeah.
know.
The moment you're on the chutes, though, or have to go across any of the chutes, they have a clear line of sight and might blow up parts of the mountain to hit you. But like that, it is what it is.
This is great. This is a great idea.
Cool. Okay. I think we're ready. Are we ready, guys?
I'll tell you what.
So ready.
You're Finn's kid, right?
Yes, this has been stated.
Okay. Well, Finn's kid is supposed to be, I would assume you're as competent as your dad. He's a good guy, your dad. He's
Yeah.
my opposite, fire and water. But, I always
didn't know
figured
that.
he had something right going on in his head. But, if you're Finn's kid,
Slowly.
Mhm.
if you're
Yep.
Finn's kid,
Yes. Your opposite. Fire and water. That's me. Finn's kid. Seth Wake.
if you go in the cave,
Mm-hmm.
there's gonna be another
Yep.
thing
Running in place. Yep.
in there. Sorry, Aaron's trying not to cry.
Go on.
Aaron's breaking so hard.
Cave! God.
If you get for me one of the Team Rocket little coasters that are on the
Yep.
desk there, but it's
Coaster,
deeper
uh-huh.
in,
Yep.
I'll give you guys an extra prize.
Okay. Cool. Noted. Can we go?
Line up on the edge of the.
We're lined up.
We're already lined up.
Can we go?
So
I'm gonna.
essentially, you have till sunset to bring.
Yep.
Got
We
it.
know. Can we go?
Okay.
Corinne
And
grabbed
Sally Seven is
everyone's
gonna be
arms
in the
and
sky.
run.
Yep. Sally Seven's
He
there.
just
Sally's
runs.
good.
He just runs.
Starts going.
And you can hear, by the time that you have run out of camp, you can already hear the snoring. He is fallen
Oh my
asleep before you've even
God.
left eyes.
This guy is
You
so
have to catch a
disappointing.
Pokemon.
He's a leader.
And as you're going, can everybody just quick give me a montage of what it looks like as you guys are running through the forest?
I have returned sail after I realized that the initial jolt of us trying to run kind of whipped him off my shoulder.
Ripped him off your shoulder.
Just return as I'm running backwards, no scope
use it.
return.
Sail!
And then I'm just gonna book it because the other two are already back in their ball.
Absolutely. You're just
I'm just gonna
you're running with your open-toed sandals.
Sport
I'm
mode.
assuming in sport mode?
sport mode, absolutely.
Sport mode, absolutely. All right, the heels are up on the back. Gavin, what's it look like as you're sprinting?
He's tied up his little running Pokemon shoes as tight as he can, and he's got Ava is out because Ava can move faster than any of us. And
Debatable.
Ava is scouting above overhead.
That is good to know and a note that I will be keeping track of.
Yeah, so Ava's acting as our guide and as an early warning for any Pokemon that might
You know
try
what?
and mess with us.
Seeing that, Vermilion is actually going to also send Gerber ahead of you guys as well, so you have 2 scouting Pokemon in case any dangers come up. That is a good note to have. And then, Coryne, what does it look like as you're sprinting?
I feel like Coryne grabbed everybody's sleeves and kind of slingshotted them before her, and is just bringing up the rear. And Myrtle's probably bouncing on the shoulder, and then Beatrix is just gonna be
Buzzing behind?
yeah, kind of actually in front of Coryne, because
Okay.
a little bit speedier than Coryne. But yeah, and then Corinne's just kind of keeping an eye on everybody's 6.
Okay. And as the 4 of you kind of rush off into the Cinnabar Island woods, that is where we're going to end today's session. Because the Cinnabar Island trial is going to be a whole thing. I have rules, I have tables, I have encounters, I have routes. We have things that we can do. So thank you, everybody, for joining us, and be unbeatable.
Stay unbeatable.
Stay unbeatable.
Thank you for watching this episode of Unbeatable. If you want to support our podcast, please subscribe here and head on over to our Patreon. Our patrons get access to early episodes, bonus content, and rule breakdowns for our games. Thank you for sticking around and being unbeatable.
unbeatable. I'll train until I meet my goal. If stakes are high, no, I won't fold, because I am unbeatable. Earning every badge, whatever it takes, I'm gonna be the best trainer, you just wait. And I know the road ahead looks like it won't be easy. I am unbeatable. Standing by my side, got my friends with me to explore a whole world of possibilities. But no matter what the challenge is, we can overcome it together. Because we are unbeatable. We'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no, we won't fold, because we are unbeatable. We are unbeatable. We'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no, we won't fold, because we are unbeatable.